This is the moment to receive from the Lord. The moment to make connection with heaven, that the Lord will smile on you. Give him praise. Worship him. Exalt him. To him alone be all glory. Father, we thank you for the privilege to be in your house, to receive from you. Lord, we are so grateful. Accept our worship. Thank you, Father. Be exalted forever. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. It is good to be in the house of the Lord, and it is best to listen to the word of God, because it is the entrance of the word of God that gives life. You need the word of God for the unknown tomorrow. It's a continuation or second part of the message I shared on Sunday. Oh Lord, making your life count. Today we'll be looking at giving your life a meaning in this generation. Giving your life a meaning in this crooked and wicked generation. If you look at Philippians chapter 2 verse 15, Philippians chapter 2 verse 15, that ye may be blameless, harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as light in the world, that ye may be blameless, harmless sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a perverse, crooked nation, generation, in the midst of a crooked world, a wicked world, in the midst of world that people seek to do their selfish desire, not minding who they are stepping on, in the world filled with darkness, oppression, hypocrisy and pretense, wickedness. God says you should shine as light. It looked like an unattainable request, but that is God's will. That is God's plan for our life, that in the midst of this crooked generation, in the midst of a nation that they just see your green passport, they label you a criminal, God said, let them know that not all Nigerians are criminals. There are those who carry lights, and they are light in the darkness of this world, that you may become blameless, spotless, undefiled children of God. Nobody have any reason to accuse you or to look down your God and your Christianity, because you carried a light. This morning, as I was meditating on the word of God, the Lord make me to know that, remind me that there are different degrees of light. There are some lights, they can only serve a purpose in the small room. Small room. There are other lights that, if you want to provide illumination to a bigger room, that lights, because it's bigger light. And there are some light that can shine at the darkest hour of the night in the open place, because of the degree of light. God is saying, let your light be that kind of light, that in the midst of the thick expanse of darkness in the nations, that when you come out, you will shine. Thank God, nobody can wake up and say that Nigerians are non-entity, Nigerians are dollar. No, because we have men and women who are shining as lights at the world level. And when you hear their name, where they come from does not matter anymore. because the kind of light they carry cannot be oppressed. That is what God expects of us. As a background to that, to the sharing we to have today, to make some of these statements. Big achievement begins with small achievements. Big achievements in life start small. True hard work is the key to great achievement. You work hard, whether it's spiritual or it's physical, you remain focused, you work hard each day, you're on your way to achievement. You will not realize your dream in life except you properly interpret it and it becomes clear. You know what you want to achieve, what you are living for. Then you can pursue your dream and achieve it. And that is possible because God, who is our creator, has not allowed any man to exist without some deposit of talents, gifts, and ability. Which means if you are on the path of failure, it's your choice. God did not create anyone to fail, either in physical things or in spiritual things. Some people fail in life because of low self-esteem. They see themselves as never do well. What people say about you, what people's opinion about you does not really matter. What matters is your opinion about yourself. That is why you must stand your ground. Know that God has something He wants to achieve through you in this dark world. It is where preparation and opportunity meets that will give birth to success and elevation in life. Where preparation and opportunity, when they come together, when they meet, success will show up. Which means success is not for somebody who is not prepared. When you prepare yourself and you want to be an achiever in life, and opportunity comes your way, then you will excel. The Lord show us mercy in the mighty name of Jesus. Lastly, if you want to have peace, know that you have to fight battles first. Without battles, there will be no peace. The Bible says it got to a time in the life of David, God gave him peace in all his battle. Before he had that peace, he had fought so many enemies, both the enemies within and the enemy without. And when he had done his own part, God said, enough, you can have rest. The Lord give you rest today in the mighty name of Jesus. How do you know that your life has something to offer? What is the evidence? If you look at the life of Jesus in Mark chapter 2 verse 3 and Matthew chapter 13 verse 2, the Bible says multitude gathered to listen to him because he has something to offer. His words were powerful. He was speaking the mind of God. The Bible said one day they sent men to go and arrest him. Say he's becoming too famous. Go and arrest him. They waited for them to bring him handcuffed. And they came and said, why did you delay? Where is he? Why did you arrest him? They said no one speaks like him. Those who were sent to arrest him, they became a part of the audience because he has the words of eternal life. Jesus did not compromise his teaching. One day he was teaching, and many of the multitude became offended because of his soundness of his teaching. And Jesus saw many of them were leaving, and he said to Peter and the disciples, what are you waiting for? Will you not also go? Peter said to him, to whom shall we go? For thou alone had the words of eternal life. People who don't like him, they came to Jesus, they followed him because they know he has the words of eternal life. Others came to him because if they come close to him, they will be healed. Others came because if they come to him, they will be cleansed. Others came to him because as they come close to him, he provides for their needs. The question I want to ask myself and you today: who is looking up to you? Who desire to meet with you? Who desire to come close to you? Who desire to listen to you? Who desire to associate with you? What can your life offer? There are some people want to avoid them by all means because it's trouble, complaint, problem, gossip and backbiting. They don't see anything good in themselves. Nothing is good in the nation. Nothing is good. People want to avoid them. Say, avoid her. Don't want trouble. They are pocket of trouble, either in the church or in their business place. But there are others who are the opposite. When he travels, the day he comes, oh, there's jubilation everywhere. There's rejoicing because he has something to offer, something good to offer. There are some people, as I mentioned in church 2 days ago, they have so disguised their life that all their life shows is poverty, frustration, begging. They carry bag of begging bag. When you shouldn't say he has come, begin to come and beg. Even when they have been blessed by God and they're supposed to be flowing out, they have so disguised their life that all you see is lack and want and frustration and mystery. When you just see they want to start giving them something, even when they have and they enjoy it, as if not having is a virtue. And you know, I don't have. The way they dress, the way they talk, everything call for pity and sympathy. I don't know whether they read that it's a virtue to look poor and look frustrated and look beggarly. God cannot rely on such ones. They have special skill in trying to cover up who they are. I'm not talking about humility now. They cover up and they glory in showing that they are nothing and they cannot offer anything, even when they are blessed beyond measure. They deliberately wear worn-out clothes to show that they have nothing, but they are blessed. I gave an example yesterday in the church. Let me another example quickly. We had a brother in church some time ago. If you go to his house, you can hardly sit down. No, there is some room and parlor. But this type, the room and parlor, is the type that the whole compound, the multitude in the compound, they all use the same toilet and bathroom. If you go to the house, you yourself, no, you'll be in trouble. It's a marketplace. There is no space anywhere. Just be praying for him. Oh God, help this brother to survive. One day he came to me, said, Brother Joe. I said, yes. He said, please, don't let anybody to hear. You and one other brother come and dedicate my house. I said, house? Okay. He said, yes. Where? He said, I will come and I will show it to you. I will. Where? He gave me the name of the street. I said, you have a house there? When we got there, inside the compound, it was 4-bedroom apartment, four flats, each of them 3-bedroom. I say, you are a caretaker? I say, no, it's my house. You will say yes. How? He was laughing. And then somebody told me, said, the one he has in the village is bigger than this one. I heard myself say, my brother. He said, please, no, don't let people know, no, because I trust that I brought you here. I look at him and say, now, wow. He said, you want to remain in your two rooms? Would you come and stay here? I said, you must pack and stay in one of the flats. We had to compel him to come and stay in one of the flats. It will never come out from them, but they always receive. You cannot shine as light if you have that attitude. I hope nobody listens have that attitude. The Lord show us mercy in Jesus' name. Your life must have something to offer. How will that happen? You must understand the time. Understand the time we are in. Understand the time that we are faced with in our world. And when that happens, you have a better understanding. Then you can rise up such defeatist attitude, people also apply them in warfare. The enemy is intimidating you, has closed the door of blessing. Say, well, God will do at the same time. No. Today is the day of salvation. Today is the day of victory. Today is the day of the Lord. You will rise up and shout for joy. Enough of the oppression. Somebody called me a few days ago and said, Pastor, I've been a member of the church many years ago. Pray for me. I pray for her. This morning he called me and said, thank you for that prayer. I said, okay. He said, my sister is sick. Can you pray? I said, have you prayed for her? He said, no. I said, sorry, I'm not going to pray for your sister. You were sick, I pray for you. You are well now. Pray for your sister. Declare the word. Let it mean that you have declared the word, you have prayed for her. She could not be healed. You are looking for assistance. I said, go and pray for your sister too. Pray for you, you are healed. Pray for her. I said, thank you. That's it. Some people want to remain in a long way. Pray for me. I ask for you to pray for me, but you should grow up also and become God's instruments. Let the powers that be afraid to come to your house, because what they will see, they cannot give account of it, because you are battle ready. Somebody say amen. There is a time to rise up and touch God. When it seems that God delayed to touch you, rise up and touch him. That your praises, your prayers, your desperation in prayer is so more than heaven had no rest than to answer your prayer. The Lord show us mercy in the mighty name of Jesus. There's a time to pray. Oh, God bless me. God send blessing. Send helpers to bless me. There's a time to rise up and apply financial principles, and then you will still be blessed. Amen. There's a time to rise up in the night rather than cry like an orphan. You go into praise and dancing. You dance all the night. You are rejoicing on the word of God. And the word of God. And before you know it, the enemy you see, you will see them no more. Because you give, if prayer has not worked, God will respond to your praise and dancing in the name of Jesus. Say amen. That is a time to silence the devil that is warring against you. See the weapon of ignorance, or fear, or discouragement. To say enough of it. I will not be discouraged. I will not be afraid, for I serve the Almighty God. I hear testimonies in people's life. It will also happen to me. And heaven will show up in your situation. Somebody say amen. It's a time to rebuke the storm. It's a time to smile at the storm. Because the storm has no power over you. That your smile at the storm means to have rendered the storm powerless. Because of your faith in God. And your story will change forever. Say amen. Say amen. That is the time to deliberately close your ears against the whisperings of the enemy from the back. Whispering of discouragement. Whisper of failure. Whisper of delay. So you see now, you see this one is not working, this one has not worked in your family, nobody does well, this one doesn't work. A time to say those are the past. Somebody who brings about victory in the family, change the history of the family. You may not have opportunity to be born with silver spoon in your mouth and then everything is no. You thank God you have been born. You are the one that God will use to change history. They say, since you came, so things change because we are involved. So they say, amen. God's word says in Luke chapter 9, verse 62. Luke chapter 9, verse 62. Jesus said unto them, no man having put his hand to the plow, looking back, is fit for the kingdom of God. No man. No man. It's a time in your life you refuse to look back to the story of yesterday. And you know, that month now I had a miscarriage. I just dreamt I saw some colors. I had a miscarriage. You refuse to set your mind on it. You put them behind deliberately. They may have told you stories. Nowadays, if you go travel, they just kidnap you. They just do this to you. Put them behind you and believe the good report that on that same road, people traveled and they arrived home safely. Because that fear can even open the door to the enemy. As you pray, you sense what he's saying. God is saying to your spirit. You have a goal in your spirit. You go because of you, because you have settled with God. That day there will be no evil report on the highway. Because of you, because you are special. Amen. That is the God that we serve. It's a mighty God. It's a time to rise up in Nigeria to be counted. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Can anything good come out of Nigeria? Yes. Good things are coming out. And we shall make more good things to come out in the mighty name of Jesus. Lastly, let's look at the word of God in the book of Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 11. I read it from verse 16. Hebrew 11 from 16. And now they desire a better country, that is an heavenly. Wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he had prepared for them a city. If you look at the verse before that, that is verse 15. Okay, verse 14 now. For they say such things, declaring plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they have been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is an heavenly. Wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he had prepared for them a city. Somebody say amen. That's a summary of the history, of the story of God's generals, heroes of faith, men and women. As they set their mind to please God, they set their mind to serve God. They were not mindful of where they are coming from. They were not mindful of the cares of this world. Their mind was set on God. I want to serve this God and take out something from it. Heaven I must make. The cares of this world, let the devil multiply his own form and shape, his own advert on the social media. I will not compromise. Let things be so hard. I will not steal, I will not loot, I will not tell a lie, for I know that in heaven I'm pursuing is real. They were not mindful of where they came out from. They broke their bridge. So saying, when I was in the world, such Christians will not last. But when you put on, say, thank God thank God I'm delivered from the world. I know where I'm going. If you remember the word at all, you see it as a testimony. He brought me out of the miry clay. He brought me out of sin, out of shame, out of defeat, out of compromise. But today, I'm a child of God. And you have saved yourself from all the trouble. But on the contrary, some believers, their mind is on the old friendship. They want to go back. They want to relate. You cannot put your hand on the plow and look back. It shows that you have not actually come out. That was the problem of God's people who left the land of Egypt. Any small thing, say when we were in Egypt, we ate cucumber. We ate onion. When I was very young, I didn't know what cucumber is. I was wondering what was, until when I saw cucumber, I said it's a cucumber that they were dying to go and eat. Tasteless thing. Any small things, we ate onion, we ate this. When we were in Egypt. They forgot the land that flowed with milk and honey, that God was taking them to. Their mind, Bible says that multitude followed them. Mixed multitude. And those who even left, they carry Egypt in their heart. you say you are a child of God and you carry the word in your heart, want to be like the word, you will not go far. We are God's children. We will have dominion in this world. We will be blessed. We will have dominion. We will succeed. We will subdue the enemy. We will subdue the powers of darkness, and we shall show righteousness, that it is well with Nigeria, that Nigeria can be a nation you can refer to. We say, thank God I'm a Nigerian, because you stand for that which is upright. I know to not be long, by the grace of God, Nigeria will be known for truth, for uprightness, for justice, for good government, good leadership, in the name of...
My friend, I believe the word of God you've just heard has blessed you. For counseling and prayer, call any of these lines: 0803 721 1796 or 0805 718 2731. Better still, for your divine encounter, miracles and testimonies, attend our deliverance service every Tuesday at 10 a.m. at Soul Savestos Ministries headquarters behind Rainbow Christian Assembly, 15 and 17 Iwofose Street, off Ajomo Avenue, off Airport Road, Uborikoko, from near Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. Worship with us every Sunday at 8 a.m. Jesus is Lord.